want to welcome you again this afternoon to Battlefield Group of Schools e-learning platform on the subject government, class senior secondary school 2. And then important revision, very important revision for those preparing for WAEC SS3 students. The topic of our discussion this morning is the Littleton Constitution of 1954. In our previous discussion, we talked about the McPherson Constitution, and let it be noted at this point that this tends to be the last major constitution in the pre-constitution. We had different types, different epochs in the constitutional development. We have been treating constitutional development for some time now. We had a 22 Clifford Constitution, we had a 46 Richard Constitution, we had a 51 McPherson Constitution, and now we have come to 54 Littleton Constitution, which marked the end of the pre-independence constitutions. Now, the Littleton Constitution of 1954 from the Oliver Littleton. Now, what I have said so far is that in introducing this topic, constitutional development, I said things you must look out for while discussing, while studying Littleton Constitution, or rather constitutions generally, are the background of the constitution. In the background of the constitution, you should know the name of the constitution, the year the constitution was formulated, possibly the founder who formulated the constitution, and then you must know why the person or the constitution was formed. That one will serve as the background. After which you go to the attributes, the characteristics of the constitution. That talks about what the constitution said, what the constitution provided for the provisions of the constitution. If you are able to get those attributes, and then you go to the advantages and disadvantages of the constitution, these are the areas you need to study about constitution. When you can do that in all the constitution, these are the only place questions can ever come in any exam. I guess you now also compare one constitution with another. Whether it is WAEC, NECO, whether it is WASP, NECO, or JAM exams. In most cases, it's from this direction. Now, let's use this perspective to assume Littleton Constitution. Littleton Constitution of 1954, the background of the Littleton Constitution. Now, Littleton Constitution, that period of the Littleton Constitution was a period of political crisis in the country. Fears everywhere, political unrest everywhere. This was what explained the deficiencies in the McPherson Constitution that made the Littleton Constitution to come to existence. Number one, in the background of the constitution was the Eastern region crisis. There was political crisis in the Eastern region in that 1953. That was all about the NCNC. The crisis was political party crisis, which spilled to be political crisis for the country. Now, the crisis made the Eastern region hot. It heated up the politics of the Eastern region and then transferred to the Nigeria as it were. Number two was the motion of self-rule. That time in Lagos House of Representatives, the Attorney General stood and said Nigeria should be, the parliament should fight for self-rule in 1956. That the nation should get self-rule in 1956. They should work towards being free in 1956. That created a kind of division in the house. Why the northern political leaders said they were not prepared. Nigeria was not prepared yet for the independence. The southern political leaders and politicians said Nigeria was prepared. That led to division, chaos. Right there, even in the House of Representatives. And number three, features of the Clifford of the Littleton Constitution, or rather background to the Littleton Constitution, was that for that argument alone, for that division in the House of Assembly in Lagos, the northern political leaders suffered humiliation in Lagos. The southerners that we are aware of what transpired in the House of Assembly came humiliating by words of their mouths the northern political leaders in Lagos. The following up, because the matter of self-rule could not be reached very well, then in that same 1953, there was a delegate of action group that was sent to Kano in Sabogari area for a kind of what do you call this now? Campaign, not political campaign, but for something like political tour, something. When they got there was political crisis, I assume, in Sabogari area of Kano State. So that led to Kano riot. Now, all of these brought about the understanding that the Lithotic Constitution was not able to arrest the situation. Therefore, the McPherson Constitution of 1951 that was existing as at that time was not able to arrest the situation of the country, and that the Constitution of McPherson of 1951 was deficient. So there was a reason for a better constitution to arrest any political crisis even in the future. This was what led to the Constitutional Conference of 1953 in London, and then 1954 in Lagos. At the end of the Constitutional Conference, the communique was reached, memorandum of understanding was reached, and then it was summarized. Bringing it up in a formal form, it became a new constitution, which we now call the Lithotic Constitution. Now, what are the attributes of the Lithotic Constitution? The attribute of the Lithotic Constitution was that, number one, the Lithotic Constitution brought about federalism in the nation. It was believed that the issue Nigeria had that led to all those crises was the issue of federalism. That Nigeria, the only way Nigeria can be kept together, because it was saying that the people that were living in Nigeria were two sets, they had different mindset, different ideology, different level of reasoning. The Southerners and the Northerners were not on the same platform at all. Now, the only way to bring these two sets of divided, two categories of people together was to have a given government at the center, while each of the categories of people rule themselves. Federalism became the answer. So the Lithotic Constitution brought about, number one, it brought federalism to the fore. Now, as federalism was instituted, it was said that federal government would legislate. 3 lists actually was made available under the federalism. The federal government was to decide and legislate on the exclusive list. The regional government was to legislate on the residual list, while the federal government, the central government, federal government now, and the regional government were to both together legislate on the concurrent list. What have I said? Federalism was instituted by Lithotic Constitution. In the Nigerian Federalism of 1954 Lithotic Constitution, it was provided with 3 lists. The federal government has its area of jurisdiction where it operates, what it can do, what it cannot do, the extent to which it can exercise its power. The regional government has its own. The level of the federal government was to legislate on exclusive lists, security, health, and all of that concern the country. The residual list was to be legislated upon by the regional government. That talks about the local area, matter that concern local area. While the concurrent list was a list where the federal government and the regional government were to legislate issues that concern both the federal and the local people put together. That was number one provision or attribute of the Lithotic Constitution. Number two, the Lithotic Constitution came about establishing Lagos as the federal capital territory. It established Lagos as the federal capital territory. Lagos became the federal capital territory, not Calabar, not any other place. So federal capital territory, Lagos became. And then there was the Southern Cameroon House of Assembly was created. The Southern Cameroon House of Assembly was created when, before that, Southern Cameroon were actually part of Nigeria. But in that Lithotic Constitution 1954, the Southern Cameroon House of Assembly was created, which removed the Southern Cameroon from Eastern Nigeria, which they belonged before. So the Southern Cameroon House of Assembly was created, and then the federal unicameral legislature was established. At the federal level, unicameralism was adopted, where a minister for Lagos was appointed. A minister was appointed to be in charge of Lagos affairs. These are some of the attributes of the Lithotic Constitution. Also, as attribute of the Lithotic Constitution, the members of the Federal and Regional House of Assembly were to be directly elected and not to be indirectly elected. So people were to be directly elected to the Federal and Regional Houses of Assembly to represent them. And the Northerners and Western Region legislature rather remained bicameral. Although at the federal level unicameralism was established, but the Western and the Northern regions were still bicameral according to the Constitution of the Lithotic of 54. And then the designation, the title of Lieutenant Governors and Governors were changed. Lieutenant Governors were now called Governors, where Governor's title was changed to Governor General, based on the 1954 Constitution. Now, very important is the principle of derivation. The principle of derivation was adopted as the principle and the method for revenue allocation in Nigeria. These are some of the attributes of the Littleton Constitution. Very important to know is that some of the provisions of the Constitution of Littleton is still applicable to today. And these are some of the strengths of the Senior Certificate Examination Body, such as WASC, WAEC, and NECO. Now, for those of you in SS2, take this as your practice exercise. What are the merits and demerits of the Littleton Constitution? Merits and demerits of the Littleton Constitution. Why those of you that are necessarily using this as your revision course? Number one, what are the merits and demerits, advantages and disadvantages of the Littleton Constitution? And then number two, open to your past questions. 1994, question 6. 1994, question 6. 2008, question 9. And 2010, question 7. Then check out for other questions also in the past questions. You will discover that these topics are very important. They always come out in the SSCE. Please ensure you lay your hands on these questions, answer them very well, and don't try to forget them. Until next time we meet on this platform, thank you, remain good.